Hello, 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 and welcome back to yet another Coinsider live stream. And in today's stream, we are going to dive into new upcoming blockchains like Monad, like MegaETH, and a few other really interesting ones. We're gonna dig into them and see what's new, what's exciting about them, if anything, or if it's just fluff and we should ignore them and it's not worth to farm, right? So that's what we're gonna dig into today, folks. As always, the same time every day, noon Eastern, I'm gonna do streams where we focus on a specific topic, be it a new sector. It doesn't have to be new, but a sector, a trend, a specific project, and just things like that. We're gonna dig in. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow yet, so chat, let me know what else you want me to cover. I also asked the VIPs of Retail DAO. If you don't know what Retail DAO is, don't worry, I'll tell you about that later in the stream. But yeah, I'm really excited to dig into these with you today. Let me put a banner up. These are the ones we're going to cover: Monad, MegaETH, which I'm really excited about, Aztec, Initia, and Nexus. And these are all like new upcoming blockchains. Many of them have test nets out already. Many of them people are farming for airdrops. And we're going to see, like, are they just fluff? Are they just like not even worth it? They're going, maybe they launch at super high FDV and they don't really have room to grow. Well, we're going to look into that, folks, today. Thank you so much for joining me. Also, it is raining quite hard outside. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain or the thunder. Hopefully, I don't have a power outage. I think we'll be okay, though. And those will be all. Oh, yeah. And for those of y'all watching this after the fact, I will leave timestamps down below so you can skip to various sections as you'd like. But of course, we're going to have alpha. We're going to dig in throughout this entire stream. So I really think y'all should stick with me until the end. So without further ado, let's start with Monad. Give me a sec. Let me take a sip of water. Okay. Alrighty. Let me share my screen. So, Monad. Gmonad, right? Gmonad, folks. Chat. You heard of that before? So, let me remove this banner and increase the size of this a little bit. Dang, y'all probably hear the... Okay, so what is Monad? Okay, first of all of these are quote-unquote new / upcoming blockchains. Some of them are layer 1s, some of them are layer 2s, and some of them are both. You're going to see one that is hybrid, okay? But what is Monad? Let's stick with Monad first, okay? And then we'll go to the other ones. Monad, full EVM compatibility. And then, of course, like, these are table stakes, right? If you're not breakthrough performance, great security, throughput, like, don't even come to the table with a new blockchain. You got to, like, at least be in the same arena as Solana and Sui, or better, right? You gotta at least be that. So they claim, a lot of these are always claims, as you know, but they claim 10,000 transactions per second. EVM compatible is great. Near zero gas fees. That's great, but then hopefully they can make protocol revenue. Half a second block times. 1 second single slot finality. Low hard. This is great. If this is true, you can store most of the state on SSD instead of RAM. Low hardware requirements. Like I said, they already have a testnet, so you can join their testnet. And it's a risk-free environment for building, experimenting, having fun. For their eventual airdrop, doing stuff with a testnet is likely a requirement, like doing the faucet and stuff, and connecting your social media accounts But let's go back to here. Let's dig. Let's see what's up. Okay, yeah, we've read this. It's a redesign of both the consensus and execution systems of Ethereum. This is big. Parallel execution. Because if things are done serially, like one by one, it's going to be slow. It's going to be too slow for these speeds. So they're doing optimistic parallel executions, executing transactions in parallel before the previous ones are completed. Results are committed in the original order and checked against the current state to ensure accuracy. So they have their own monad database, DB, custom database, asynchronous execution. Okay, allowing a single shard blockchain to scale to millions of users. Monad Madness. Okay, they're doing like global hackathons, accelerator, join the community. Okay, we're going to look further. Okay, don't worry. I'm not just going to read the websites of all these because that's boring, of course. Are these better than BSV? Unless you're a BSV maxi, then absolutely they're better. But anyhow, let's see. Okay. Here. This is a great article I found that I want to kind of dig into with you. Because this has alpha. Guide to interacting with the testnet for a potential airdrop. Because a lot of people are farming Monad, folks. And let's just see like what we need. Some other stuff, okay? They was founded in 2022, 3 years ago. They raised 225 million, led by Paradigm, one of the best S-tier VCs in the space, in 2024. Now, users can interact with the Monad testnet. Well, to become more familiar with the platform, but also position yourself for a potential future token airdrop. So let's see what's important here. This is not an Ethereum layer 2, just FYI. Claims to be 1,000x faster than Ethereum. You can still use the same thing as like EVM compatible wallets like MetaMask and block explorers. So there's like a Monad scan. Okay, so let's talk about the tech a little bit. I know most of y'all are more like investors and less technical, but let's just like break this down on a high level for y'all. And good day to you too, Alex Ryan. So, like I said, parallel execution is a big part of their technology. They really want to execute things in parallel to make things faster and more scalable. They also have a lot of new stuff like Monad BFT. I think this is a consensus mechanism. It is. And then Monad DB. Oh, these guys were at Jump Trading. You guys remember Jump Trading? I believe they did a lot of stuff in Solana land too. But they kind of spun off. They worked there for 8 years while building trading systems, high-performant trading systems. And they raised from Paradigm, Coinbase Ventures, Electric Capital, some of the top firms. And even some like, this is the Pudgy Penguin founder. This is one of the top Solana voices. Dragonfly Capital, also a top firm, led by Hoseb, if I'm not mistaken. So, I showed you already the testnet. You connect your wallet. You get the faucet tokens. You can also explore NFTs. They have NFTs on Monad. It brings you to Magic Eden. And then you just connect your wallet where you receive the testnet tokens. Monad NFTs. Looks like there's not really that much activity there. fantasy top that looks to be a new game you can play, like a card game. There's a trading section. You can make a trade there, test that out with fake tokens, of course. Interesting. It does seem to be let's see the ecosystems right here. 0x, Agora, a lot of old projects. Alchemy, they're moving towards, or they're deploying on Monad 2. Okay, let's see this Magic Eden Monad NFTs. Let's see this. Monad Testnet NFT Marketplace. Okay, why? Here you go. Not a lot of sales. Scratchable Monads is the top one with 7,000 sales. Volume. Look, it's not that much volume either. The name service. Oh, people are buying like their .nad names. Maybe to resell them? Is there even that much here? Scratchable Monads. Explore collection. There's only one? Am I tripping? Yeah, people need to... NAD name service. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people buying these name service for Monad. Okay. This is very spammy. Like, look at all these, like, randomly generated .nad names. Looks really like AI bots trying to farm. These looks like AI bots trying to farm the Monad testnet, which kind of turns me off a little bit. Yes, exactly. You can connect Monad testnet wallets to Magic Eden for mint and trade NFTs to generate testnet activity for the airdrop. Exactly, Alex Ryan. You're right on point. But this look at this. This looks like freaking... Let's see. Let's dig. Let's own by this address. Magic Eden. Are they just like spamming like random ones? Let's see this one. Owned by this address. It's not even showing me anything. Yeah, it looks like people are using AI bots or something. I don't know what's going on here to try to farm the Monad airdrop potential one through getting these NFTs of the name service. So yeah, and another important thing to note, folks, is the Monad tokenomics are still TBD, or to be determined. There's not information out there right now, or else, of course, I would dig into them with you. Now, just to remind y'all, today we're looking into the top new upcoming blockchains. Monad, we covered already. We're going to go to MegaETH, which is the one I'm most excited about in this entire stream. And then we got Aztec, Initia, Nexus, and maybe look at some of the ones that y'all are writing in chat as well. So chat, thank you for dropping stuff in there. But let us move on to MegaETH, which I have a lot of exciting stuff to show y'all. Boy, are y'all gonna like this. Trust. Okay, let's see. Wait, I'm not even on the right Retail DAO. Here we go. Okay, one sec. Okay, share screen. It's MegaETH time. Have y'all First of all, chat. Let me know in the chat if y'all have heard of MegaETH. Okay, I have heard of MegaETH. It's gotten a lot of hype. It's supposed to be the Solana beater, world beater in the Ethereum ecosystem. They call it the real-time blockchain, which makes it seem like things have to happen in real time, aka very, 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 very fast. I can't say very enough yet. 100,000 plus transactions per second. You heard me right, 100,000 plus is what they're claiming. And the way they do this is interesting, so bear with me here. It's actually like they're doing something different or new. Yeah, they have a lot of ecosystem projects, but let me show you this. What MegaETH is. It is a massively scalable EVM-based blockchain that is verified by Ethereum. This is key. And it uses ETH-secured EigenDA for data availability instead of Ethereum's native data layer. So this gets orders of magnitude more data bandwidth. So it's verified by Ethereum's native consensus, off-chain data availability, secured by ETH restaking, and uses EVM. Okay, that. Why can Optimism and Base, why can they not match the scalability of Sol, Sweet, etc.? Why? Because they're limited by Ethereum's data availability constraints. So MegaETH comes in, and they want to be more scalable than Sol, Sweet, etc. And some people say that their approach is centralized. So we're going to look into that. Like, where is it centralized, and why did they say it's centralized, right? Let's dig into that. So here you go. MegaETH. Proofs are published on Ethereum, reflecting the MegaETH state. Transaction batches exist here on their data availability layer. So it's kind of split up. Proofs to Ethereum, transaction data to EigenDA. Okay. And here's their architecture. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay. How are they able to get potentially 100,000 transactions per second, which is as real time as you can get? Because honestly, like, what type of apps would even use that? Like real-time games, high frequency trading, maybe? I can't think of that many apps. Maybe like put all of Twitter, all of X on there. That's the only thing I can think of. But this gets really technical, but I'll try to break it down for you in easy layman's term, okay? They use node specialization. So let's step back. We know that in blockchains, there's nodes, right? Nodes run the networks. Nodes process transactions. Nodes make sure that everything is valid, everything is secure. But MegaETH has different types of nodes with specific roles, okay? The sequencer, now this is the big daddy sequencer. It is the computational core. It processes transactions and sends state updates every few milliseconds. It has over 100 cores, 1 to 4 terabytes of RAM, which is ridiculous. 10 gigabytes per second network bandwidth. So this is the freaking motherload of sequencer. I believe this is only one. Replica nodes. These store the full state, but they don't re-execute. So the majority of nodes in their network are replicas, and these are for like app developers and infrastructure providers. So this is like less intense. 4 to 8 cores, 16 gigabytes, and 100 megabytes per second network. Full nodes are used by power users to kind of store the state and re-execute transactions from sequencers. They're more affordable. And provers are really lightweight. They only check a portion of the state. Yeah, so right here, look, this photo, folks. This photo is perfect. This is on the bottom, it's how beefy your hardware needs to be. And on the left is how decentralized it is. So Prover, really decentralized, very lightweight. Replica, less so, full node, and then a fat ass sequencer, which is super beefy. It really makes the whole thing run super fast, but it's quite centralized, right? So these are how the different nodes stack up in the MegaETH network. And check this out. Today, I am comparing the speed of MegaETH and Monad in a web-based game. Every move is a transaction. Look, you see the transactions going here on the left? Every move is a transaction on the MegaETH testnet. Boom, 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 boom. Every move is a transaction, on-chain transaction. Now here is Monad. Settling transactions. Look at this. Waiting for transactions to finish. Settling transactions. So Monad may be fast, but guess what? MegaETH is a beast. This is Monad, by the way. It's slower. MegaETH is an absolute beast. There's more stuff. One sec. I want to close some tabs first. And bring up new stuff. So, okay, let me just accept this. MegaETH raised 20 million in a seed funding round, but they also had a round on Echo. They had 32,000 or 3,200 new investors join the MegaETH round from 98 countries. They are not KOLs, because to hell with KOL rounds, but everyday people, which, so I love this. I love their fundraise. They did it through Echo. Remember Kobe's like crowdfunding platform? They did this through Echo at the same valuation as Dragonfly, Vitalik Buterin, and Joseph Lubin. I love that. I love that they let the community in. They let people like you and I in at the same valuation. This wasn't some BS like all the other VC rounds. And this wasn't some BS where it's like, I forgot the AI project that's like all the top influencers got in and they pumped the shit out of that. Like, screw that. I will never buy those out of principle. But MegaETH, I love this. They did it with an Echo round. Yeah, a lot of technical terms. Vitalik Buterin expresses support. This is what I want to show you this. He said, oh, let me just bring this up. No, it's not that. Okay. He said creating hyperscalable EVM implementations is a key prerequisite for truly scaling Ethereum. I am excited to see brilliant developers taking on this challenge. So my boy Vitalik gives his thumbs up to MegaETH. But here's the thing. Here's the big question. They raised 20 million in a seed round and then 10 million through Echo. And then now they're raising another 30 million through soulbound NFTs. 60 million to build the fastest blockchain on earth. But the question is, what does that mean for their initial valuation? That's the problem, guys. Like, how many X? What's the ROI here? Like, sure, they got in at a decent valuation. Maybe it's quite high. But then once it launches, are there any multiples to be had? I guess it could always, like, go up and reach Solana. But that's a pie in the sky, like, cross your fingers type thing, right? I just hope that... What's the valuation? Let me look that up. What valuation did MegaETH raise at? 9-figure, at least 100 million. 200 million. Not bad, actually. That's amazing. Yo, chat, how many of y'all got in on this MegaETH round on Echo? If this is true, if this is true, 200 million, it could easily give you a 5x to 1 billion. Easily, I think, give a 10x to 2 billion. Depending on the tokenomics, okay? Depending on the tokenomics. I'll say that. And, here's another thing. They are having a lot of talented builders in their ecosystem. Mega Mafia, their accelerator, they have a lot of builder programs going on, so that's good to see. Okay. So, folks, we are not done yet. We are not done yet. We are just getting started. We have talked about Monad. We've talked about MegaETH. But in this stream, I also want to talk about Aztec, Initia, and Nexus. But before we get there, I want to invite y'all to join Retail DAO, which link is in the description. What is Retail DAO, for those of you who haven't heard? It is the home for serious retail investors. I am a contributor, and we're looking to build the best home for retail investors in the world. That's the vision. That we are early, but it's brick by brick. And there is a token involved. It's a token-gated Discord, and it's an access and utility token. So here's the thing. Let me just share my screen. I'm not going to spend too long on this, but I just want to share this and invite y'all to join this before we move on to the next blockchains. It has a token involved. And here is, I don't want to focus, I don't want to tell you to buy a lot and speculate on it. This is an access token. It costs around $5, 5 USD, and it's one time. Just hold that 20,000 retail tokens. Just hold that amount in your wallet, join the Discord, and then connect your wallet to Collabland, which is a very reputable service, by the way. And it reads that balance. It only reads. You don't have to really like give any permissions or any shady things like that. And then you're in. You get the proper roles and permissions, and you can join the Retail DAO, chat with people about alpha, discuss trades, discuss thesis. People are constantly sharing their thesis and their alpha and things like that in Retail DAO. Wait, let me write this as a banner right here. Join Retail DAO, link below. So I would really like, if you guys consider yourselves serious retail investors who like research, who like analysis, who like debate, who like alpha, then Retail DAO is the place for you to be. We are not some guru place where like only I tell you what to buy and then all that BS. No. This is crowd wisdom. Wisdom of the crowd. That's the way to put it, right? That is what we're all about. The wisdom of the crowd. If you could sum up Retail DAO in one word, that is, in one phrase, that is it, folks. So would love for you to join us, link below. And if you're the ones who like to just like ape into whatever Murad or Ansem tell you, then this is not for you. Then Retail DAO is not for you. But if you like research, analysis, thesis, it doesn't only have to be about crypto. People have talked about gold before it rocketed, maybe even stocks, right? It's a home for retail investors like you and I. But anyhow, back to this. And next up, let's talk about, oh, actually, you know what I want to do? I want to watch Dan's quick video, Full Value Dan. He's also part of Retail DAO. I want to watch his quick video about their trip, because he went with Josh, who's also in Retail DAO, and some other people. But let's watch their quick Dubai thing before we get to the next blockchain. I think y'all can hear this. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let's watch this together. That looks pretty fun. That looks pretty fun. Let's see. More bullish on MegaETH over Monad after your early coverage. Yes, me too. Eclipse ETH L2, but on Solana. Interesting. I know Sonic Chain, but it's old, right? Sonic is a rebrand of Phantom. Rebrand and upgrade. Maybe I should deep dive into that in the future. That's very interesting. AO blockchain. Maybe we should check out some of these new ones that you guys are talking about, right? But we already have a list for today, and let's go on finally to Aztec. Let me open up these links. There's some very, very juicy stuff to talk about in Aztec land. Okay, so if I can sum up what Aztec is in one word, it would have to be privacy. I know privacy has kind of been a meme in the crypto space over the years, but people still really value that and think that it's one of the killer use cases of crypto. So that's what they want. They want privacy on Ethereum. Build privacy preserving apps. They're all about privacy, privacy, privacy. Private transactions, public verifiability. That's the difference. Integrate privacy into your apps. Programmable privacy. You see how much they say privacy? But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Did you know that Aztec has been around for a long time? Some of y'all may have heard of it before. But then why are they saying like road to mainnet and they just have their testnet if they've been out for a long time? Well, here, Aztec was formed way back in 2017 when some of us first discovered crypto. They first launched to build privacy-enabled smart contracts. And then they did some stuff with TechWise, Plonk, Noir in 2022, Aztec Connect in 2023 to pool funds into your favorite DeFi apps. And then now, a fully decentralized network for building privacy-preserving apps on Ethereum. So they've kind of pivoted and changed throughout the years. That's why you might have heard of this one before, even though this is technically new and upcoming. So let's dig into that history a little bit more, because look, like I told you, public testnet soon. They launched in July 2022, Aztec Connect as a privacy-focused layer 2, using ZK rollups for confidential transactions. But then they shut that down in 2023, citing commercial reasons. And they also launched Noir, but now they're focused on their new Aztec network, right? So point is, they have raised a lot over the years. They have launched various projects, etc. But now they are pivoting. So here's another view of the history of Aztec. The early days. When Aztec mainnet launches, it will be the first fully private and decentralized L2 on Ethereum. So this is the L2, folks. The initial plan was to build an on-chain financial service, but that's obviously a distant use case from what Aztec is today. they started in the early days when there weren't a lot of zero knowledge stuff like Plonk, Noir, programmable privacy. So they've been building and focused on privacy over the years, and they haven't left that vision, which I like. So yeah, they between 2021 and 2023, which is more recent, they operated ZK Money and Aztec Connect. They developed Noir, which is a Rust-like programming language for writing zero-knowledge stuff. And then now they are working towards a fully private, programmable, and decentralized blockchain network. So my point is, you guys see how they've evolved over the years. They've launched different products. ZK Money, is that still alive, by the way? ZK Money. Oh, they're sunsetting it. Okay. Private DeFi yield aggregator. Yeah, this is a smaller total addressable market, of course. But that's Aztec, folks. What do you think about this? This is different. This Aztec is different than the ones we've seen so far. It's focused on privacy. It's L2, and that's their use case. That's their value proposition. Privacy. Okay, I want to move on to Initia. Oh, wait, before I move on to Initia, I forgot to say something very important about Aztec. So Aztec, their testnet went live recently. When was it actually? Let's see. Aztec testnet. I think it was really recently, actually. I think it was really recently, like within the past week or so. But yeah, anyways, point is, they launched their testnet really recently. They have not launched their native token or announced details yet, or else we would dig into that together. So we gotta stay tuned for Aztec on that. But because their testnet is live, you could start farming it. But anyhow, let's go on to Initia. So this is Initia, multi-chain Garden of Eden, and they have a lot of stuff. They have an app already. You can swap, stake, and bridge. Like, this is pretty self-explanatory. There is a block explorer already, which I really like. Definitely looks very polished. They have a bridge for us to bridge stuff from different networks. Looks like this is like a Cosmos ecosystem one. And airdrop right here. They even have a page for the airdrop. You can press start. Scroll all the way down. Okay. Testnet, social contributors. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. And it's just airdrop. But let's dig into the details here. Okay, what is Initia? This is the hybrid one. It combines layer 1 security with layer 2 flexibility. It's a blockchain platform that combines a layer 1 network with a customizable layer 2 rollup framework. It's called interwoven rollups. And wow, these guys had previous experience at Terraform Labs. That's Terra Luna, isn't it? But the point is, they built Cosmos-based DeFi projects. So this is Cosmos related. Now, what sets Initia apart is its focus on modularity and interoperability. You can select EVM, Move VM, which is what Sui, Movement, and Aptos uses, by the way, or WASM. Choose custom gas tokens. So their layer 1 is the main blockchain network. It uses Cosmos SDK. It's built on it. And it does security, liquidity, cross-chain communications, and manages all that in governance. And then the interwoven rollups, developers can like build these rollups on top. And you can choose your own virtual machine, use any gas token, etc. And then they have like a development stack. So here's the thing, guys. There's actually a token out already. And here is his price chart since April. Yeah, so it launched very recently. It launched like within the past few weeks even. Less than 100 mil, fully diluted value. So if you're a believer in this, I'm not really a fan of Cosmos ones, to be honest. But if you're a believer of this, this is a reasonable valuation currently, in my honest opinion. But let's look into the tokenomics more, because they already have tokenomics available, unlike the other ones. Total 1 billion fixed cap. At launch, about 14.88% of supply entered circulation. So not a lot of circulating right now. Not that great. Let's see. Protocol sales. Echo. Oh, they did something through Echo, but just 1%. Foundation, developers, airdrop, Binance launch campaign. This is like a incentives program. Not a bad. It looks decent, this tokenomics. It's just not a lot circulating right now. So that's Initia. And then we got Nexus. But let me pull up Nexus. Now, first and foremost, Nexus also does not have any hard token details yet, but they do have their testnet out already, multiple testnets. Layer 1 supercomputer, planetary scale. Let's see if it can beat MegaETH. They have a Nexus OS. Okay. Ultra high performance. Supercomputer, 1000x faster than previous releases. They have a ZKVM. ZKVM, okay. Ooh, I like their investors. Pantera, Dragonfly, Lightspeed. All pretty. Pretty big names about us. Okay, this is the team. ZKVM, that's what I wanted. This is the value proposition. This is the differentiator here. Rewrite of their virtual machine. Verifiable machine. Oh, Risk V. Remember Risk V? This is what Vitalik wants to move Ethereum towards in the future. Okay, there's a lot of technical stuff. 1000x faster. I mean, this is their own chart, but this is impressive if true. Okay, this is a good thread. What Nexus Lab is building and why you should be bullish. Nexus aims to integrate the world's computing resources into one system. The more people join, the stronger it gets. Okay. They had multiple test nets so far. Imagine every device, every server linked into a... I liked how they're using zero knowledge proofs. A lot of this feels like just marketing talk, though. And I believe, like I said, no hard token details yet. This one's a little bit more vague, a little bit more like zero knowledge proofs is what you need to know about this one. But I want to know more. I want to know more about his token. I want to know more about like what actual speeds they're getting, etc., etc. But yeah, folks. I mean, look, this was really fun. Today we dove into Monad, MegaETH, which is my top winner of this group, Aztec, which is for privacy, Initia, and Initia, which is a dual Cosmos-based layer 1, layer 2, and Nexus. Let me know, chat, which ones you like. Of course, I'm bullish on base. Retail DAO's token is on base. I should mention that in the future when I talk about Retail DAO. The retail token is on base, by the way. Base Uniswap. So you need some ETH or USDC on base chain in order to get that. And Abstract, I'm also bullish because it's tied to Pudgy Penguins and they have a live streaming feature. Yeah, Polkadot kind of moved that first. It's exactly. Vitalik might have copied their plans. But Polkadot is too technical. That's all they care about. They don't care about like marketing or adoption or things like that. Somnia. Okay, maybe I'll do these in the future, folks. But yeah, I mean, these are interesting. Tomorrow's stream, I'm going to ask the VIPs of Retail DAO what to do, what to cover. But I really enjoy this. I love digging into things with y'all, into specific topics, so we're not just reading the news of Cointelegraph. Boring. No one cares. And don't forget to give this a like if you enjoyed this stream. And I'll catch you on the next one.